everyone, my name is Jharna Sahijwani and today I am here to talk about the CLAT 2024 exam and the form that has been released by the Consortium of National Law Universities. Yes, the form has been released and now you can actually go ahead and apply for the CLAT 2024 exam. So as you might be aware, the CLAT 2024 exam is scheduled to be held on 3rd of December between 2 to 4 p.m. That is a Sunday. And the dates for the form filling are from 1st of July till 3rd of November 2023. So you can fill your form between these dates. So actually right now also you can go ahead and fill your form. This year we have 24 national law universities participating in the CLAT exam. So once you apply for the same, you will actually be eligible to participate and eventually take admission to in these 24 national law universities. Now, before we begin as to how to fill the form, we will just look into a bit about the eligibility, the change in syllabus and so on and so forth. So let's understand firstly who all are eligible for this CLAT exam. So basically the eligibility criteria involves the fact that there is no age limit. तो आप किसी भी एज ग्रुप के हो, अगर आपने 10th और 12th पास किया है तो आप एक्चुअली CLAT 2024 के लिए अपीयर हो सकते हैं. देयर इज नो अपर एज लिमिट. Most importantly, you are required to have your 12th grade passing marks or certificate, or you could be somebody who is appearing for 12th grade or something which is equivalent to 10+2, and the qualifying marks for this is 45% for candidates belonging to general, OBC, PWD, NRI, PIO and OCI categories. And for students belonging to SC and ST categories, the minimum requirement is 40%. तो अगर आप इसमें से किसी भी क्राइटेरिया में फॉल करते हैं तो आप CLAT का एग्ज़ाम दे सकते हैं. Like I said, you necessarily may not have appeared for your 12th exam or 10+2 equivalent, but if you are appearing for the same, which means that if you are currently in your 12th grade, then too you can appear for CLAT 2024, which is scheduled on 3rd of December 2023. Also, please note that if you are reappearing for the exam where you have already appeared for the same, that is also something that you need to do, or you can do the same, but for that you will have to give some form of evidence. Now moving on to what are the important dates. So please note that your registration, online registration, starts from 1st July 2023 and is available and open till 3rd November 2023. And the exam for the offline test, please note that CLAT 2024, like the previous editions, will also happen in a paper pen based format, that is in an online format, on 3rd of December 2023, Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. Regarding the result declaration, that is something that we'll be able to see on the CLAT website once the exam has been given by the students. चलिए अब आगे बढ़ते हैं with respect to syllabus. प्लीज़ अंडरस्टैंड कि इस बार का जो पैटर्न है वो थोड़ा चेंज हुआ है. इस बार हमारे पास 120 क्वेश्चंस हैं और 120 marks हैं. Earlier we used to have 150 marks and 150 questions. Now this year the pattern has changed. Now you have only 120 questions to appear for in 2 hours. The time has not changed, nothing else has changed. The only thing that has changed is the number of questions. तो आप इस बार 150 की बजाय 120 questions appear करेंगे 2 hours में, जिसमें से हर question का marking होगा 1 and negative marking होगा 0.25. This is all the same which was there earlier. अब ऑब्वियसली आपके दिमाग में ये सवाल आएगा तो फिर हमारे कौन से सेक्शन में से क्वेश्चंस कटेंगे या कौन से सेक्शन हमारे नहीं आएंगे. तो ऐसा कुछ है नहीं, वो जो सेक्शंस पहले थे वही होंगे. सो द 5 sections that have been a part of the CLAT exam are as follows. First is English language. So you will have around 22 to 26 questions, which is roughly around 20% of the paper. Similarly, you will have your logical reasoning questions, which are also 22 to 26 in number, which again constitutes around 20% of the paper. Whereas for your legal reasoning and your current affairs, which is essentially general knowledge, उसके आपके 28 to 32 questions होंगे, which is around 25% of the paper. And the last section is quantitative techniques, or DILR as we are aware of the same, which is around 10 to 14 questions, constituting around 10% of the paper. So this is the test pattern for CLAT 2024 exam. Please note that only the number of questions have changed from 150 to 120. Now let's move ahead and understand what is the checklist that you need to keep in mind before filling the form. Yes, आप फॉर्म अभी जाके भरेंगे, लेकिन उससे पहले आप ये प्लीज़ चेक कीजिए कि ये जो भी डॉक्यूमेंट्स यहाँ मेंशन है वो आपके पास हैं या नहीं इन अ सॉफ्ट कॉपी फॉर्मेट, क्योंकि आप ऑनलाइन फॉर्म फिलिंग करेंगे तो आपको ये सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो भी रिक्वायर्ड हैं फॉर योर CLAT 2024 एप्लीकेशन should be available in an online format. So what is this list? First and foremost is the recent passport size front facing photograph. Now this can only be in a JPEG or a PNG format. There is no specific size that has been mentioned, so that's completely okay, but it has to be in a JPEG or a PNG format. The second thing is that the photograph of the signature should be there, again which should be available in a JPEG or a PNG format. Then comes your HSC or class 12 mark sheet if you have passed class 12. If not, that's also completely okay. You can go ahead and state that you are appearing for the exam. ये हम आपको eventually इस वीडियो में बताएंगे कि आपको क्या करना है, so don't worry about that. Then you need to have a category certificate if you are applying for SC, ST or OBC under any category. If you wish to take reservation and you fall into this category, then you're required to have this certificate. It is mandatory and it has to be uploaded. Then the relevant certificate which is with respect to the PWD category, which is persons with disability. तो अगर ऐसा कोई भी category में आप fall करते हैं उसका भी आपके पास certificate in a soft copy format होना चाहिए. उसके बाद if you fall in the below poverty line category, that also certificate please keep handy, again in a soft copy format. And your last is your respective state domicile certificate. तो जैसे कि आप जानते हैं कि हमारे जो नेशनल लॉ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं वो अलग अलग स्टेट्स में हैं, तो अगर आप उन स्टेट्स के नेशनल लॉ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं, so for that also you are required to have the domicile category certificate or the reservation in order to avail the same. ये भी आपको फॉर्म फिलिंग के दौरान ही अपलोड करना होगा. So these are the things that you need to keep in mind. Please note that the PDF which has to be uploaded for the domicile certificate has to be of less than 1.5 MB, not more than that. So these are things that you need to keep in mind. This is your checklist. Before you sit down to fill your form, please keep this handy, like I said, in a soft copy format. Now let's move ahead and understand how to actually register. So हमने वेबसाइट यहाँ पे मेंशन की है इस वीडियो में, which is consortium of nlus.ac.in. You have to visit that website from where you can apply for the CLAT 2024 exam. What you will do is you will go to a tab where it says CLAT 2024 towards the right. As soon as you open the website, you will understand this, and then you will click on register. Since you are first time applying for CLAT 2024 exam, you are required to click on register and not the login button. So as you can see, you will click on the register button. Once you do that, it will take you to another tab which is mentioned here, which is it will ask for your name. So you have to write your full name, then your mobile number, then your email ID, and then you have to generate a password. please generate a password which is strong, which is something you can remember, and please keep a note of that. This is something which goes without saying, but a lot of students tend to forget that, क्योंकि कई बार ये होता है कि आप एक बार में बैठ के अपना फॉर्म नहीं भरते हैं, और कई बार ऐसा होता है कि वेबसाइट गेट्स स्टक और समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट. So please, as and when you do this, please take a note of your password for all your future references. Now, once you do this, you will receive an OTP on your mobile number. As soon as you receive the OTP, please enter the same. Once you do that, only then you will be able to go ahead with the registration process. Until and unless आप यहीं पे stuck हो जाएंगे, तो please अपना phone भी अपने पास रखिए when you are applying for the same, and as soon as you receive the OTP, please enter the OTP. तो जैसे ही आप अपना OTP एंटर करेंगे, इट विल टेक यू टू दिस पेज विच इज़ वेयर यू विल सिलेक्ट एज टू विच प्रोग्राम और विच कोर्स you are going to apply for. Since you are an undergraduate student applying for the 5-year LLB program, you will select on undergraduate UG 5-year LLB program. Once you do that, you will click on apply for CLAT 2024 like this. Once you do that, it will ask for a confirmation. Please ध्यान रखिए इस चीज़ का कि हर एक स्टेज पे वो आपसे अगर confirmation मांग रहे हैं, आप प्लीज़ चेक कीजिए कि आप relevant and correct information fill कर रहे हैं. अगर आपको doubt हो रहा है तो please come back to this video and check all of this. So please give your confirmation here that you are applying for the undergraduate course. You will click on OK. Once you do that, you will reach at the first step of your form filling on the CLAT website. So here the first stage is your personal information. It will ask you to fill the details. So firstly, the detail that is asked is the photograph. So what you'll do is, like I said, keep a soft copy of your photograph, which is essentially a passport size photograph, handy, and you will upload the same. Alright, so like you can see, I have selected the photograph. I will move it as per the size that is required, and then click on the submit button. You are not required to rotate it if it's in the straight format. If it is not, then you can rotate it left or right depending on how your photograph is. So you will click on the submit button. Once you do that, it will again ask for your confirmation. So you will click on OK. Then it will ask for your signature, which is required to be uploaded. So like I said, please keep this also handy, your signature in a soft copy format. So you're going to upload the same like this. Right, now once you have uploaded here, you will adjust it as per the need of this. So like I said, you can just minimize it or maximize it depending on how you feel is appropriate. So this is an appropriate size for me. So what I'll go and do is, I'll again click on submit, according to which it will ask for a confirmation if I want to upload the selected image, and I will click on OK. So अब मेरा photograph और signature upload हो चुका है. अब मैं अपने पर्सनल डिटेल्स फिल करूंगी. तो सबसे पहले है applicant's name. So I'll fill my name. Please note, you have to fill it as per your 10+2 certificate. So I'll write the full name here. Then it will ask my date of birth. So I will mention that also. First is the day that you have to mention, then is the month, and then you move to the year of your birth. Now it will ask whether you qualify for the NRI category. If you fall under that category, you will click on yes. If you don't, you will click on no. So I'm here going to go ahead and click on no. Then it will ask me all India category. So again, you have options here for general, OBC, SC and ST. If you fall under any of these categories, you will click on the same. If you fall under the general category, you do not need any document for the same. But if you fall under the OBC, SC or ST category, you would need a document for the same. So I'll click on the general category. Then it will ask you whether you fall under the PWD category. Again, if you do, please click on yes. If you don't, you will click on no, depending on the concerned person. Now it will ask you about the BPL category. Like I said, all of this has already been given as a checklist to you. तो please ये documents handy रखिए अगर आप इसमें से किसी भी category में fall करते हैं, because you have to upload it during filling your form. Then it is with respect to your gender. So you will fill whatever your gender is, male, female or transgender person. So I'll click on female. Then it will ask a parent or guardian name. So you'll have to write the full name again. Like this, you will write the name. Then again, if you fall into the NRI sponsored category, you will click yes or no. If you do fall into the EWS category, that is also something that you are required to mention here. Once you are done with all of this, you move to the next stage, which is your communication details. So it will ask for your correspondence address. So I'll write here whatever my address is. Please mention the address properly and do not leave out any of the details when you are filling this. So you can write your state, you will write your district, you will write whatever your PIN code is, and if your permanent address is the same as your correspondence address, then also you will have to fill it again. And the same details have to be filled again, which is your state, which is your district, which is your PIN code, all of that has to go again. Alright, now it will ask for your mobile number. So you can write the mobile number if you already have filled. So that mobile number will be already filled. However, it will ask for an alternate mobile number. तो आप अपने मम्मी, पापा, sister, brother, जिसका भी आप number देना चाहे आप दे सकते हैं. But please understand that this number can also be used for communication. So give a valid using mobile number that is there. So I'll also enter the mobile number. Or then it will ask for an alternate email ID. Again, you can use your separate email ID if you have the same, or anyone belonging to your family or friend you think that if there is a need to reach out, they can do so. So that also I will do. Alright, once I have done this, I move to the third stage, which is the qualifying examination details. So it will ask for which stream are you belonging to, arts, commerce, humanities, science or others. So whichever category you fall into, you will click on the same. I'll click the commerce category. It will then ask for board or university. So whichever board or university that you feel you will belong to, you please enter the same. Then it asks for whether you are appearing or already passed. In your case, most of you might be appearing for 10+2, so you will just write appearing or appeared. You will click on the same and not on the passed button. Then you will select the month of passing. So which month are you going to pass? I know this is in the next year, which is 2024. You will still mention that you will pass, say, in the month of April next year. Then it will ask you the year of passing. So in most of your cases, it will be 2024. So you will click on 2024, and marks or percentage or CGPI is not important or is not mandatory. So you will not mention that. You will leave that as blank. Now we move to another preference, which is with respect to your center. So you have to select 3 centers as your test center preferences. Please note that these could be any of them that you fill in. You may be allotted the first one. Generally आपको first में ही मिल जाता है, but कई बार ऐसा होता है कि आपका जो second selected test preference होता है center, वो भी allot हो सकता है. So please keep in mind that you might have to travel for the same, and in case you are required to do so, that may happen. ये सब आपको आपके admit card में पता चल जाएगा, so don't worry about that as well. So I'll go ahead and do my test center preferences. So first could be, say for example, Mumbai, then could be my center could be Bangalore, and then last could be, say, Chandigarh. So any of these preferences that I fill, I can be allotted a center there, but mostly like I said, first center में ही जो आपने preference दिया है वहाँ आपका allotment हो जाता है. Then it will ask you about the reservation, which is essentially your domicile category. तो अगर आपके पास किसी भी state का domicile है, आप यहाँ पे please read very carefully. They have mentioned the names of different national law universities, all the participating national universities, and अगर आप में से इसका किसी का भी domicile है, you will click on yes. Since right now I don't have domicile of any state as per my understanding, so I will not click on any of them. I'll go ahead and click no on each of them. But if you belong to any of the state reservation categories that you have asked for, or you have a domicile of Jammu and Kashmir, that is also applicable in some of the national universities, तो या प्लीज़ बहुत carefully पढ़िएगा और fill कीजिएगा. Some colleges like the Gujarat National University, like you can see here, has also a sports quota reservation for girls or residents from Northeast India. Again, if you fall into any of these categories, please mention that. This was all helpful in the future when you are applying for these national universities. So please read them carefully. You can click on no or yes depending on your domicile, or depending on whatever the reservations that are mentioned for that particular college only. Now, since we do not have a domicile of any state, we will not do that. But also it's important that if you are clicking on wanting to claim reservation of say Maharashtra, then in that case you will have to upload your domicile certificate. That is very, very important, that if you belong to J&K residents, for example, for that also you will have to upload your certificate. Okay, so for all of them, please check again. Basically, if you are not able to fill this, they will not take you ahead. And towards the end, you have been asked whether you consent to everything that is mentioned here, whether you consent to the fact that all the relevant information has been given or not. So you will click a tick on the I do hereby solemnly affirm button, and also I do hereby select consent that my details may be shared with any third party. This is purely for our purposes. This is not important. So this is something we'll go ahead and click, and then we'll click on submit form. Once you do that, it will ask whether you want to submit your form. Again, like I said, please check these details carefully. You also have an option to save draft. If you want to do that, you can do that. And if you are very sure that you filled in all the details correctly, you will go ahead and confirm your action and click on the OK button. Once you do that, your form will be submitted, and like you can see on your screen, similar thing will appear on your screen as well with your details. It will have your application number, your applicant name, your date of birth, and so on and so forth, all of that you have done. Now comes a very, very important stage, which is the updation of NLU preferences. So you will go ahead and click on that. Yes, you are required to do that along with your form. So you will go ahead and click on the 31 NLUs that are participating this year, and you will click on the respective preferences that you have. So you have to do that for each and every one, which is for all the 31 as per your preferences. If you have a domicile, please keep that in mind that you have to fill it as per your domicile. So your domicile category college should be the first which is there. If eventually you do not have a domicile of any other any particular state, then you can go ahead and give the preferences as per whatever you deem fit, as per obviously your preparation. But obviously we're going to target National University Bangalore, but we can also give preferences like GNLU, NLU Jodhpur, or whatever we think is suitable for our needs. So I'll select each one of these preferences one by one. Please also note that there are certain national universities who have certain specific courses, and if you wish to apply for those courses like cyber security, like BA LLB, BB LLB, depending on what is mentioned here, you can actually do that as well. If there is some peculiar course that the college is offering, they will ask for a confirmation again. So you click on that confirmation and you go ahead. Alright, I know this is a tedious task and it will require a lot of hassle in terms of deciding which is going to be the national university, which is going to be like your top 10 preferences. But take some time, do a proper analysis and fill this properly. Do not fill this just for the sake of it. Now, once you do that, like you can see, all the preferences here have been filled. ये आपको एक बार में करना होगा. The previous stage where you were required to fill in your details, you could do that in parts. You could save draft the same, but here you are not able to save draft any of that. So जब आप ये करने बैठे, please be very sure of your preferences and go ahead and fill this particular stage of the form. Like once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and click on update preferences. It will again ask for a confirmation. If you want, you can check again. If you are very sure, or after checking, you can click on OK. After all of this is done, you can go back to your home page. Once you do that, you are required to make the payment. So now we will move ahead and go and make the payment. The fees for CLAT is 4,000 rupees for the application process. So how will we do the payment? We'll look into that now. As soon as you click on the make payment button, it will give you the breakup of your fees. So your application fees is 4,000 rupees. If you want the previous year's question papers, it will ask you whether you want it or not. If you click on yes, you will have to pay 500 rupees more than the application fees. So your total fees would be 4,500. If you decide to go ahead and say no, if you do not want the previous year's question paper, then you don't have to pay the extra 500 rupees, and this will be your breakup. My suggestion would be that there is no need to buy these previous year's question papers because ये बहुत easily आपको online मिल जाते हैं. But if you still want to do that, you can go ahead and click on the same. So once you do that, you will go ahead and give a confirmation of your payment. You will click on the confirmation payment button as you can see on your screen, and once you do that, it will again check with respect to your details. All of that is done, then you have to click on pay now. Please check that the 4,000 rupees or 4,500 rupees that you are going to pay is correctly mentioned on your screen or not. Once you do that, you click on the pay now button. So it will lead you to this particular tab where it will give you different payment methods. You can select whatever is suitable for you. It could be via card, phone pay, Paytm, UPI, or through net banking. Any of them that you do so will be acceptable. And once you do that, you will pay, which is click on the pay now button, and your application process will be completed. So with this, you would have filled your CLAT 2024 application form, and you will be appearing for the same on 3rd of December. After the completion, please check that your status for submission on the CLAT Consortium of NLU's website shows as submitted. ये बहुत important है. अगर आपका screen बंद हो जा रहा है, कुछ भी हो रहा है, please go back to consortiumofnlus.ac.in and check whether the status is shown as submitted or not. You may have to log in again using your mobile number and the password that you had generated. After that, you, like I said, you do not need to complete the whole thing in one go except for your NLU preferences. Your NLU preferences have to be done in one go. The rest of the application form can be done in bits and pieces as per the other requirements that are there, or if you may not have that. Other thing is, please retain the following things. First is the hard copy of application form and fee receipt. Please take a print of it. You will also get an email and a message with respect to that. Your registration number and password, that is very, very important. Your registration number is going to be your mobile number. But like I said, please keep a note of your password, which is very important for your future things, especially with respect to your admit card. So once you're done with all of this, you are all set for CLAT 2024. Of course, goes without saying that you need to prepare very hard because you have only 6 months left now, or even less than 6 months. Actually, we are in July. So go ahead and fill the application form right now. If you have any queries, please reach out to us. Please reach out to our mentors. Go ahead and please go look into this video as much as you want, because this is something which is a very critical aspect. Please ensure that all the details that you filled in are correct, and wishing you all the very best for your preparation for CLAT 2024. Hope all of you come out with flying colors. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.